Hey everyone, I hope you're well, and if you're new around here, my name's Mike. I'm an ex-squaddy and I'm a massive aviation nut, and I'm also an ex-air cadet, and that's what this video is about today. I don't normally announce that, but basically I want to do a reaction video to a video I seen online the other day, and it brought back so many memories. This is only my second reaction video I've ever done. I reacted to my Spitfire flight. I'll put a link to that down below. That was my first ever reaction video. And this one is going to be a reaction video to a Chipmunk safety brief video that you used to watch as an air cadet before you went and flew the Chipmunk. So basically, a few weeks ago, I flew a Chipmunk again. I hadn't flew one in 28 years, and I went and done a flight in one. And now I'm converting over to fly in the Chipmunk because I love that plane. It's an amazing aircraft. It's so responsive and it just feels really good, and it's so nostalgic. It's like an old warbird. So making that video just reignited another flame. But anyway, go and have a look at that video. I'll put a link in the description down below. So if you're an ex-air cadet or ex-RAF or anyone, I'm sure in the early 80s and 70s you would have seen this video. I was in the cadets in the 90s and they were still showing this video. So let's not waste any more time. Let's have a look at this video and let's have a laugh. It's good, it's good, I love it. Right, let's go. Yeah, that was the colours that we flew it in when I was in the cadets. We didn't have masks though when we did it. We had actual boom mics.
You have control, sir.
We had like
Before we finish, John,
the Mark IV helmets with a boom mic.
Starboard. Follow me through. Right, sir.
Look how old it looks. What is this music about?
John Andrews is just completing his first flight in a Chipmunk. The Ministry of Defence call it an air experience flight, and that's a good name because it's an opportunity for ATC and CCF cadets to experience a flight and to experience taking control of an aeroplane, a chance to learn what it's all about. The Royal Air Force has been organising air experience flights since 1958. And every year, some 30,000 ATC and CCF cadets have the thrill and excitement of actually flying an aircraft from one of the 13 AEF stations.
Uniforms were the same.
Before making a flight, there are various points that cadets must learn for their own safety.
Exactly the same, to be honest.
And for the safety of the pilot and the aeroplane.
And they used to sit you in a room like that and you'd all be there
when you arrive
really
at the
excited.
airfield, you're likely to be carrying a variety of loose articles like pens, pencils and coins. Under the floor of the Chipmunk are several wires and pulleys for the controls of the aeroplane. And if something quite innocent like a ballpoint pen should fall out of a pocket, it could jam the controls. So, before flying, empty your pockets and leave all loose articles behind. A loose article is anything that is not secured to the aeroplane or crew. If you should see anything loose, whether it's yours or not, tell the pilot, even when you're in the air. It's important to wear adequate clothing because the Chipmunk doesn't have a heater, so wear something warm, especially in the winter. And don't wear steel-studded boots or shoes like these. They could damage the aeroplane fabric and create dangerous sparks. As a safety precaution, every cadet carries a parachute.
That cadet looks like he's struggling.
If the flight goes over or near the coast, you'll also be required to wear a life
test
jacket.
before
This will
you
be
do it to
subject
make sure
to a
you're strong
separate
enough to
briefing.
pull the parachute.
There are two sizes of parachute harness in use to accommodate all sizes of cadets.
They do make you
The
hunch
blue webbing
over as
is
well.
normally
You
used
actually
for
would have to
small
tighten it really tight, so you're hunched over and you have to
It's very
waddle with it on.
important to fit the parachute correctly. Place it on a chair, unfold it, and sit down on it. On the waistband you'll find the ripcord or D-ring, which deploys the parachute, and the quick release box. On the front of the quick release box is a plate that turns, and when the line on this plate coincides with the line on top of the box, it is in the locked position. First, fit the shoulder straps. Turn the plate as far as it'll go to your right, beyond the dotted lines.
You have to make
Insert
sure
the
you're
buckle
turning the right
and let
one,
go.
because the last thing you want to do is
Repeat
release
this
your
to insert
parachute
the other shoulder strap
when you jump
buckle.
out of the plane without your parachute on.
To fit the leg straps, lift up the leg loop, pass the buckle down through the loop, and clip it into the release box as before. Repeat with the second leg strap buckle, each time turning the plate to your right. The shoulder and leg straps are adjustable. In a sitting position, they should be comfortable, but not loose. To tighten the straps, just pull the free end of the webbing.
Looks like he's a
To lengthen
a
the strap,
leading cadet,
turn the
I think
buckle
he
back
is,
on itself
if I
and
remember
pull the
my
strap
cadet
through.
ranks right.
When the parachute is fitted correctly, the straps should be just tight enough to restrain you from standing fully upright. Removing the parachute is very simple. Turn the plate 90 degrees to your left and press it in, but don't bang it in. Return it to the locked position before you leave the parachute. As well as the parachute, protective helmets must be worn. The fabric helmet contains earpieces and a microphone and a plug on a flexible lead to connect to the aircraft's radio system. The microphone has an on-off switch, which must be kept off except when speaking.
Yeah, they were long gone when I was in.
The protective helmet, or bone dome, fits over the fabric headset.
I think they've
and
just
is
got the
secured
oxygen
with a chin
masks
strap.
just because of the microphone. They wouldn't be plugging the oxygen in. They wouldn't be.
Andrews, come and stand by.
Suddenly, it's your turn. So, with empty pockets and parachute fitted, you make your way to your first flight. But keep your wits about you. The apron is a dangerous place if you're careless. You'll not hear so well with your helmet on, so be aware
Yeah,
of what
there's
you're
no
doing.
oxygen cord on them oxygen masks. They wouldn't have that in the Chipmunk anyway, but I
As you
wondered
walk
if
out to
they
your
would still have the
Chipmunk,
oxygen cord,
watch
but
out
they
for
look
other
like they took it
aeroplanes
off.
that may be taxiing about.
See that? Nearly ran into that. Good staff cadet there.
Always approach a Chipmunk from the tail and never go near the propeller, whether it's turning or not. When you reach the aeroplane, it's perfectly obvious where you can walk and where you can't. There are black
Don't
rubber
walk on the
walkways
wings or you'll go
and
through
signs
them.
where you mustn't walk.
They're made of canvas. If no one's ever seen a Chipmunk before, the wings are canvas. You would ruin the plane.
The staff cadet will help you get into the cockpit.
He'd definitely
Once
fit in
settled,
there better
you'll
than
fit
I
the 4
did.
safety harness straps.
See what I'm saying about the two? You don't want to be undoing your parachute when you're trying to get out of the plane.
Finally, the staff cadet will connect your headset to the aircraft's RT system. When you're strapped in, have a look around, but don't interfere with any of the controls without the authority of the pilot. On the left cockpit wall are the ignition switches. They're covered by a spring-loaded guard and must never be touched. Neither must the fuel cock, which is on the floor just to the left of the control column.
Should shout clear prop then. Didn't hear that.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Good. Now, what's your name?
John Andrews, sir.
Right, John. If you're
Wonder
all
what John
set,
Andrews is
we'll
doing
taxi
now.
out.
Yes, sir.
Did John Andrews become a pilot? If anyone knows, put it in the comments down below. Or if you are John Andrews, let me know. Guys, I'm just going to interrupt this video for one thing, and that is the sponsor of today's video. And the sponsor of today's video is Aviate 1. Aviate 1 is actually my company. We've just set this up and it's just something to help the channel and help support the channel. Obviously moving into what we've just moved into and doing lots of flying experiences and things like that, it's very expensive. So I need something to help subsidize that. So guys, please help support the channel if you want to see me going in really cool planes and stuff, and buy one of our Aviate 1 t-shirts. So the first one we've done is Eat, Sleep, Aviate, Repeat. I had to look at that then. So we've done a variety of these t-shirts, got different designs, different sizes, ones that you can see through your flight suit, ones that you can wear out that look pretty cool. So guys, I'm going to get back to the video, but there's a link for these t-shirts down below, and if you use my code Mike10, you get 10% off as well. Anyway, back on with the video.
Tell the pilot if you've flown in a Chipmunk before and whether you want him to carry out any particular manoeuvres.
So one of the things, they let you do pretty much what you wanted in the air. You could do aerobatics, they'd let you do aerobatics with manoeuvres. They would make you sick, you could go weightless. It was so cool. I think I logged about 6 or 8 hours in Chipmunk as a cadet. We went like every other week. I'd always put my name down for it. I loved it. Like, this is what got me into aviation. This is what got me the buzz for flying.
Right, John. Before we do anything exciting, we have to fly to our local flying area.
Emergencies in a Chipmunk are rare, but should one arise, correct drills and procedures must be followed. The first is the forced landing.
And a fun fact, guys, our King Charles, learned to fly in a
If
Chipmunk.
the engine fails, it's no real problem because the plane will glide and can be landed in a suitable field. But the pilot doesn't always know the nature of the surface, and there may be obstructions like drainage ditches or boggy areas. The emergency drill is designed to ensure that the crew are all right even if the aeroplane should turn over. First, the pilot will give the order.
John, prepare for a forced landing.
Be sure to acknowledge the order.
Right, sir.
Each crew member has an escape hatch in the canopy, and these side panels must be jettisoned before landing. The release handle is positioned beside the left shoulder. When the lever is pulled forward, the side panel can be pushed out. The pilot has his own side panel. Let's see it in practice. The
Tell you
right
what, I
hand
wouldn't fancy
reaches
trying to
across to the
scramble
left
through one of them
shoulder.
windows if I had
Pull the
to.
lever forward and eject the side panel. The pilot will eject his own side panel. Remember, the pilot can't reach your release lever, so you must jettison your own side panel on the instructions of the pilot.
I wonder why they didn't design that as one big panel.
Next, tighten the seat harness very securely so that if the aeroplane stops suddenly, you're not thrown forward against the instrument panel. When the pilot gives the order, brace, brace,
Brace, brace.
which will be just before touchdown,
Brace.
put your arms
Very
up on
calm,
the
isn't
coaming
he?
in front of you and cradle
He
your
must
head
be
in
a
them.
fighter pilot now.
The pilot will then make the final approach into the field. This may take a little time, so don't be too anxious. And don't start looking
He's
around.
probably a retired fighter
You
pilot now,
must stay
actually.
in the brace position until the aeroplane has landed.
I was learning to fly a Cessna, and obviously these are tail draggers. They've got the wheels on the back, not the front, so they're a little bit harder to land than something like a Cessna 152.
As soon as the aeroplane has come to a halt, release both the seat harness, which is the lower quick release box, and the parachute harness above it, and you're ready to get out. If the canopy is damaged, you get out through the side panel hatch. If it's not damaged, you slide the canopy back. In the roof of the canopy are release handles inside and out. The front handle is for the pilot, and the rear handle is for the passenger. When the handle is operated, it withdraws a latch and you can slide the canopy back on rails. The canopy latch may re-engage when the cockpit is open 9 inches and in the halfway position. So operate the lever again and slide the canopy right back. In practice, the pilot will probably pull the canopy halfway back, you pull the release handle again and slide the canopy right back. Then all you have to do is climb out and move well clear of the aeroplane. The second emergency drill is to abandon the aircraft in flight. It's an
always a bit of a
extreme and
weird
rare
one, but
action
as
to
a
take,
cadet I
but
always
the correct
wanted to
procedure
do
must be
this. I always wanted the pilot just to say, you need to bail out, Mike.
An aircraft will only be abandoned in flight if there is something seriously wrong, like a control malfunction or a fire. But for the purpose of demonstration in this film, the aeroplane is flying straight and level. The first order you get from the pilot is,
Check parachute.
again, don't forget to acknowledge the order.
Checking parachute now, sir.
The check is to make sure that the parachute is still fitted correctly. Next, assist in opening the canopy. In the air, there is a slightly different procedure for opening it. The airflow over it creates lift, which makes it very difficult or impossible to slide along the rails. So a panel is raised on top of the canopy to break the airflow and destroy the lift. Now, operate the canopy release handle as before, and the canopy will slide back quite easily. The top panel is operated by pulling a yellow ball with the right hand. Pull the canopy release handle, and back goes the canopy. Once again, pull the yellow ball with the right hand. With the left hand, pull the
Still
canopy
exactly
release.
the same today.
If necessary, pull the release handle again at the second locking point. The pilot will then give the order, jump, jump. Again, acknowledge the order.
Jump, jump, sir.
Release the safety harness, stand up in the seat, and grab the left shoulder strap with your right hand, close to the quick release box. Dive over the most convenient side of the aeroplane, aiming for the trailing edge of the wing. As we said earlier, emergencies in a Chipmunk are very rare, but the correct safety drills must be followed.
I wonder if
to ensure
anyone's
maximum
parachuted
safety
out
and
of a Chipmunk.
protection
They
of
must
the
have
crew
done.
and the aeroplane. There are one or two further points worth knowing.
How you feeling, John?
Sick is what I would say.
John?
There is a remote possibility of an intercom failure.
Every time I was in a Chipmunk when I was a
So,
kid, I was
check
always
that the plug
sick.
is still
But like I
connected.
said, they used to throw you around. I think it was a game they played
If you
to
still
make you
can't
sick.
use the microphone, you can speak directly to the pilot quite easily and ease the earphone back to hear him.
Help it away from your face.
Have you ever tried talking in a plane without your headset? It's you've got to scream at each other.
You might feel airsick, especially if you're worried about flying. If you do, warn the pilot immediately you feel unwell, so that he can get you back on the ground and prevent you being ill. If necessary, you can use a sick bag, which is either tucked under your left harness strap or kept in the left stowage of the cockpit. But you're far better off being ill on the ground. It'll make you more resistant next
I
time.
still carry a sick bag now, just in case.
But you haven't come to be ill. You've come to enjoy
Exactly.
your flight. Be a part of it. You can help the pilot by keeping a lookout for other aircraft. If you do see another one, describe its position to the pilot using the clock code, if you know it. Don't assume he's seen it just because you have.
As a leading cadet, I'm sure he should know it.
Sir, there's an aircraft at 2 o'clock.
There you go.
right.
Contact? It looks like another chipmunk.
When you reach the local flying area, you'll be given the opportunity to fly the aeroplane if you wish to.
We had over
To transfer
1,000
control of the
chipmunks at
plane
one
from one
point.
person to another, there's a standard procedure that's used worldwide. If the pilot wants you to take control of the aircraft, he'll say,
You have control.
you will make sure your feet and hands are on the controls, clear of
How
the
crazy
transmitter
is it?
button
We're only
on top
talking
and
40
side.
years ago, and how different have we talked now to
Never
then?
say it unless your hands and feet are on the controls. Handle the controls
Like this was
gently.
when just before I
The
was
pilot
born.
will help you by telling you what to do and where you're going wrong. If you wish the pilot to take control back from you, say, you have control, sir. And when the pilot wants control back from you, he will say,
I have control.
when he does, let go of the controls and say,
You have control, sir.
for some cadets, it'll not be their first Chipmunk flight, and they may feel they'd like to experience a few aerobatics. For each new maneuver, the pilot will ask you to follow through. When he says this, put your hands and feet lightly on the controls so that you can feel the movement, but don't try to move the controls yourself. In this way, you can quickly learn the basic control of the aircraft.
He'll usually tell you to follow through with him.
Finally, don't be afraid to talk to the pilot. Ask him questions.
Don't talk to him when he's
It'll make
taking
the
off
flight
or
more
landed.
interesting,
He'll usually
or both on
concentrate. Wow, there we go. That crept up pretty quick. So guys, that is it. Hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was relevant to my flight a couple of weeks ago. I actually seen this after my flight. I wish I'd seen it before, but it was really cool. That was like the icing on the cake for my Chipmunk flight. So I really enjoyed this video. I hope you did. And if you've got any recommendations, anything you want to see on the channel, please let me know and I will do my best to do that for you. Remember, t-shirts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. I love you all. Peace out.